In Beijing, the Chinese government has called for all sides in the Syrian conflict to cease hostilities and adopt the path to peace described in the Geneva Communique.
China urges the Syrian government and opposition groups to put the long-term interests of their people and country first and immediately cease fighting. At the same time, China urges the pursuit of a genuine solution by working pragmatically to follow the objectives and principles set forth in the Action Group Geneva Communique, to negotiate a roadmap for political transition and establish a transitional body of broad representation to realise this political transition.
Foreign Ministry spokesman Hong Lei was speaking the day after Syrian President Bashar al-Assad proposed a peace plan involving a national dialogue conference and a referendum on a national charter, while demanding that outside powers stop arming insurgents aiming to overthrow his government. According to the UN, at least 60,000 people have been killed in Syria's 22-month-old conflict. Over 500,000 Syrians, meanwhile, have fled into neighbouring countries. The Geneva Communique was issued at the UN in June as a template for political change to end the conflict. It envisages a transitional government with full executive powers to govern Syria during a transitional period ending with elections. Although major powers, including the US, Russia and China, have endorsed the communique, along with President Assad himself, there is disagreement on who should be in the transitional government. America and its allies, including Arab monarchies in the Persian Gulf, now arming Syria's anti-government insurgents, say Assad must leave power for good before any implementation of the peace plan can begin. China and Russia, on the other hand, say Assad's resignation has never been a precondition. Both countries have vetoed Western-backed UN Security Council motions demanding that Assad step down. They say the West is now using the Geneva Communique to pursue its age-old agenda of regime change.
China's position is very clear. We work through the UN Security Council and we respect the UN Charter. The UN Charter stipulates that a country's sovereignty and the integrity of its people must be respected, that you can't interfere with another country's internal political affairs or use armed force to overthrow its government.
Within hours of President Assad's proposal for peace, the US government rejected it and repeated its demand that he step down. Stephen Rebay, Press TV, Beijing.